D98 week 15, year 2025. Let's go Idaho. Boom. Cheers, my dears. Buzzing. Right. Um, right, let's start. We're doing 1 till 2. I've restarted the timer. I've put it for admin. Let's, here we go. Hi, good afternoon. I was looking for the person that orders ink, like for the printers that you guys use. Oh, let me write this down. Is she any good on email or better on the telephone? Better on the telephone, no worries. And if you don't mind me asking, who is it I need to ask for tomorrow? Joyce, no worries. My name's Charles, but I'll put that there. Please to meet you. Ch Joyce. Why is my mind gone blank? Joyce, Joyce. No, that doesn't sound right. Is that right? Joyce. Yeah, because in my head, I think my head was putting the C before the Y, and my brain, I've got must have very small brain. It's when, yeah, and then you just chuck Catherine in there, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I'll just spell Catherine, but I'm going to leave it for now. Maybe in the future I'll come back to Catherine because there's a few different ways to spell that as well. But I'll give her a bell tomorrow. Thank you for letting me know anyway, Catherine. Have a good afternoon. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye. Hi, good afternoon. I was just looking for Kieran. Oh, thank you. Hi, Kieran. It's Charles. Not doing too bad. Very quickly, because I know you're busy, mate. I was just wondering if you could give them a nudge for the payment for the invoice because it still hasn't come through. Do you want me to? No, no, it's fine. Do you want me to forward it again, or and it'll pop up in your inbox? Yeah. What I'll do is because no, no, listen, mate. We've said this a few times. It's not yourself that does it because I think if I'm being honest, I think if it was yourself, it would be done like straight away. But it's just a third wheel on it. Yeah, but it is what it is, mate. It is what it is. It's one of those things that is something I've had to get used to because I got to be honest with you, if I had all my own way, I would never. Then again, it's my own fault because I could technically get someone to deal with the account side, which I have tried in the past, but it's kind of like it's letting go of control because it's my own business, if that makes sense. So it's like, and it's also making sure they're on the same page. So I've tried to get like a family. I've tried to get my sister to do it. I thought it'd be brilliant, but me and my sister sometimes we clash and we don't get on, and it's like do you know what I mean? It's one of those things where I try. I asked my mum when I first started in 20. I don't get along with my mum, but I thought I'd ask her anyway. Because trust wise, there'd be no reason. I remember. I remember working for a stationery company, and the owner, his brother, was the accountant or was doing the accounts, and they fell out because the accountant themselves stole like £35,000, and the guy who owned the company didn't even know. They must have obviously been making a few quid, but he didn't know, or not even making a few quid. I suppose he wouldn't have known because maybe it was a VAT thing or whatever, and he fell out with his brother as well because in business, I think it was something unrelated. I'm not sure, but the point he was trying to make is he was like, Charles, listen, I run my own company. You know, I do a turnover of, I can't remember what it was, like 500,000 a year. He does furniture as well, stationery and toners and things like that. And I was there for 9 months, and I always remember him saying that, you know, keep it to yourself. He said because as soon as you start, yeah, but then growth wise, I'm kind of like I'm getting to where I want to be. No, I can't get to where I want to be because I'm stopping myself as well. If that makes sense, it's like I can get in my own way as well because how can I expand if I can't release control of the jobs that can be done by somebody else? It's a very tricky thing, but in terms of apologizing, mate, honestly, don't. I wouldn't even trust me on this. Don't apologize because if you order again and it happens again, you're always going to be apologizing. So there's no judgment here. We get along quite well, and yeah, definitely. Yeah, well, the thing, yeah, but then again, it's passing on to someone else, isn't it, Kieran? That's the problem. You're relying on someone else. Anyway, what I'll do is, I'm going to send you it's a generic email, but it's a reminder email. So I'm going to send that over now, and then I'll send you an email to say payment received with thanks, and then if you need me, as I said to you before, as and when, give me a shout, and we'll take it from there. But thank you very much for taking my call, and I hope you have a nice afternoon, Kieran. Mate, there's no particular rush. They've made payments already, so it's not like I'm waiting on other invoices. And I feel like we've already got a bit of a good relationship there that I trust, and you've done with me as well. So it's a two-way street. You know, just at the end of the day, mate. Like I said, it's out of your hands. As soon as you send this on to someone else, I think you did it last time, and they paid it like the next day, or they paid it really quickly. So it's kind of like exactly. It's a little nudge, isn't it? Yeah, 100%. But I'll leave you to it, mate. And like I said, I hope you have a nice afternoon, and I'll hopefully speak to you soon. Thanks, Kieran. Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Oh, oh, excuse me. Samlin boys, hope you're well. All good in the hood. Um, Came back after the school run. Went back to bed for an hour. I wanted longer as well, but what woke me up about 10 past 10, something like that. Set a timer for an hour. I just wanted some more sleep, man. I went to bed at 1, but got up at 7 and just knackered. Um, yeah, set a timer, and then Skype woke me up. A Skype call came through. And I was like, oh, fuck. And I answered it, and the guy was calling back from a voicemail I sent yesterday. Did community centres in Dublin. Um, Cold calling hour, and ended up having an amazing, amazing chat. He called me off his mobile. I had an amazing chat with him about rugby and this and that. He'd just been to Cardiff to watch the game. Then he told me about printers. He's going through the mill a bit with the printer. They're doing a print run, etc., etc. The printer is what I can provide, but he said he has loads of empty boxes, etc., etc. And then so yeah, the it had another printer. I mentioned about the color. Need to maybe go to XLs because the community, the volunteers are going through the colors really quickly. So I had a really good call. Then, when you press, I changed the options on my phone. Option 1 is Specsavers, option 2 is McDonald's, option 3 is Island customers, option 4 is new business, option 5 is existing business, option 6 is accounts. Stay on hold and it goes through to my mobile. Brilliant. Or stay on hold and call will get answered, but it goes through to my mobile. Anyway, I'm on the call to this guy, half asleep, laughing my head off, and then a call comes through my computer. Um, McDonald's stores. I'm like, what the fuck? So I obviously couldn't answer it in time. Called them back. It was from a call that I made yesterday, um, or on the weekend. I can't remember. I think it was yesterday. And they wanted to set up a standing order. So I'll talk to you about that more in a bit more depth, because there's two things over in the UK: standing order, or direct debit. There's two different methods, which I've never done before, but I can't do standing order. I can do direct debit, but I've got to set it up in a way where I've never done it with QuickBooks before. But I do actually have that a bit ability to do it. Very interesting. It could be the McDonald's store is now a franchise of two. It used to be a franchise of 11. They've moved into their own franchise. But the girl that called me back, her name's Ellie. She said, "Oh, Kay asked me to give you a call to set up a standing order." And then I was talking, no problem. And then she said, "Oh, can I call you back? I've got to deal with something in a minute." So she hasn't called back since. That was a couple of hours ago. Fingers crossed she'll call me back. But that's something to look into for other customers. And then I started my power hour, or one of the power hours on community centres. First call ended up being a 37-minute call. Amazing call as well. Fingers crossed she might give me a go on something that she actually needs ink for. So hopefully she'll get a positive response from that. And then start doing a few more calls, and then another number called, and he said Island customers. I was like, what the fuck is going on? So I answered it, and it was a pharmacy that paid me. I just literally received the payment before the call, and she said, "Hi, Leah. Hi, Charles. It's Leah." I said, "Hi, Leah. Payment received with thanks." And she was like, "Oh, you got it?" And I was like, "Yeah, I got it," and everything. So that was good. So yeah, obviously I needed the 1 hour extra, so I'll end up with four. I think I'll end up with 4 or 3 hours on the phones, 1 hour admin, I think. And then, oh yeah, that was my point. Hang on, 2 seconds, boys. Hang on. Sorry. As you know, I can ramble. Right. My point of this whole voice clip was to say I think I might have a solid, consistent game plan for after the school run. An area where I've always struggled, has obviously been uh, not the first hour after the school run between 4 and 5, but usually the second hour and definitely the third, 100% the third. Although pharmacies have plugged the gap a little bit, my thinking after the school run is to get to Regis and on the phones by 4 till 5 MOT, okay, because normally they close between 5 and 6. I know I'll piss a few people off, but it could be follow-ups. So it's not going to be cold calls. It's going to be follow-ups. Then Specsavers between 5 and 6, and this is follow-up as well. So that's Specsavers. Now I'm going to miss all the ones obviously that close earlier than 6, and I might annoy people. Who gives a fuck about annoying people? Whatever. 5 till 6, and then a power hour. This way it gets really interesting. A power hour between 6 and 7, right? Which is weird because it's usually the other way around, on McDonald's because I got to get through the data. And clearly, I'm getting some results from it. I got a new customer Saturday, potentially get another customer today, potentially, from the calls I've been making. This looks like it could be a really good game plan to do one a day consistently Garages, cash flow. Specsavers, get more stores on board, get my name out there. Obviously, profit margins are really good. Average profit per order is really good. McDonald's, get my name out there. Profit is okay. It's not amazing. Margins are good, but average profit per order is obviously lower. But it's again getting more stores on board, and it's a bonus 6 or 7. And then I'm thinking then take a break till half 7, and then I'm thinking do some admin whilst I'm watching the Champions League, half 7 till half 9. So 2 hours back to back, but with the football in the background, that means I could end up with 2 hours admin, 3 hours on the phones, and that is a consistent game plan that I could probably do every day of the week, um, until the car comes. In terms of the day, so that's 5 hours after the school run. In terms of the day, I truly believe I can do 5 hours on the phones between 9 and 3, with even with time for lunch, like an hour for lunch. I'll discuss that with you in more depth, but I do think I should focus on Ireland. I'm still doing really well, getting really good feedback, enjoying it. But there is 1 hour out of those 5 that I do think it needs to be education in the UK, but I can bring that in at the end of April. So at the moment, I don't need to be concerned about it. And one of those hours does need to be GP surgeries FU hour, follow-up hour, but that one is could be set between 2 and 3. Okay, because I leave at 10 past 3, get my stuff ready, computer, etc. Leave at 3:15. But I'm thinking between 2 and 3, that's just in set in stone, and then I need a power hour before it between 1 and 2. So I just need to do a power hour before 1 and 2, 1 till 2, and then a thing. So if I can get on the phones, the only thing is 9 till 12. Yeah, so I need to do 9 till 10, 10 till 11, 11 till 12, and if I can do 3 hours by 12, which I've confirmed I can do, or roughly by 12, maybe quarter past 12, then obviously then from quarter past 12, 12 o'clock, half past 12 until 1. So it gives me, maybe 60 minutes, 45 minutes, 30 minutes for lunch. Gives me a good time away from my desk, have some lunch, go for a walk, sit in the car, whatever. And then back on the phones at 1 till 2, 2 till 3. The power hour then leads into the follow-up hour. Then that just leaves me with the power hour to start the day. So the power hour to start the day potentially might even be a McDonald's, potentially because of the way it runs. But obviously, I'm going to do my McDonald's later. And then I'm thinking about doing either another power hour, maybe a follow power, followed by another follow power, which will be tough, but then I get a break. So I could do power hour on island data, then a follow power on island data, or I could even do GP or anything, pharmacies, and then a follow power somewhere else. But yeah, let me know your thoughts, boys. All right, peace out. Hi, good afternoon. I was looking for the person that orders ink, like for the printers that you guys use. Yeah. My name's Charles. I run my own independent ink business called SOS. I'm based in Cardiff, but two of my wholesalers are based in Dublin, in Ireland, and I was just wondering if I could get permission to leave my contact details and my prices. Would that be okay with yourself? Oh, let me write this down. What was your name, by the way? Jen. Pleased to meet you. I'm Charles, by the way, Jen. Um, yeah, it's just Jen. Simple as it. Yeah, perfect. Is email a good way of getting my details across and hopefully some prices? Would that work for yourself? Yeah. Yeah. What would the best email address be? Bear with me. I know a lot about ink, but I only type with one finger. Hang on. So but it was my idea, so don't feel sorry for me. So it's WEB project. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, perfect. I was going to ask as well. I know this is a bit of a long shot to ask, but do you happen to have an example of a printer so I can use it for pricing in the email? Yeah. To this color. Yeah, no problem. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. Is it LaserJet Pro? Yeah, yeah, and they might have the letter M and three numbers, possibly. 28. Oh, hang on. Oh, yeah, I know the one. Yeah, okay. It's two numbers dash. Yeah, it's because in Europe there's 293031, but in I think it's going to be called on the printer an M28. On my quote, I'll put M28, but the toner code will be on there. Yeah, Color LaserJet Pro. Yeah, I know that very, very well. You have to be sat down when you get prices normally, Jen, because that one is it's a bit of a yeah, yeah. Listen, if you can get it right, I spoke to a community centre earlier. I don't know if you because I've been speaking to community centres in Dublin this year, and the other one's called St Mark's Youth and Family Centre. I don't know if that's I don't know how Dublin works because if it's I know Dublin's a lot bigger than Cardiff, but when I mention places, I never know if you guys would know the other place. But yeah, but she actually has the same printer as you. So I was actually speaking to her about it literally like an hour ago. Um, but the printer itself, and I actually said this to her. I said if you get it right with the consumables, it can be a really good printer to use. But it's just that nagging feeling. Like if you get it wrong, it's just that nagging feeling. It's really expensive to run, where you shouldn't have to feel like that. You should have to be able to print freely. A little bit like the way that my daughters print from my printer at home, for example. They don't care, Jen. They just print it and print it. And they're like, "Oh, Dad, have you got any paper?" And I'm like, paper? It's 250 sheet paper tray. Like what paper? Like what? What do you call it? A ream? No, do you know what I mean? But do you have you said two printers. Did you say you had a third one? Oh no, just the two. Okay. Yeah, 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 yeah. So, so what I'll do on this email, just to let you know, I'll put my name, Charles, my company details, my prices are in euros, the delivery's next day, if it's in stock, and stock is definitely a story for me in Ireland up until recently because my first wholesaler, I've been doing business in Ireland since the summer, but my first wholesaler, the stock was sporadic. My second wholesaler, the stock is stable, which I cannot tell you how much of a game changer it is to say to a customer, you'll get it tomorrow in Ireland. It's just no, not so much. Not so much because I'm old-fashioned, so I don't have. I've been doing this 16 years. I've been running my company for 8, but I'm very old-fashioned, very stubborn, and I don't have a website. Honestly, I am. I don't have a website. Yeah, I do business with McDonald's. I do business with Specsavers. I do business with high schools. I'm very knowledgeable. I'm a nerd when it comes to printers. I know I love selling ink. It's weird, I know, but it's something that I've really kind of I just enjoy doing. And because I run my own company, I just decided to stay in my lane in this world of printing, if that makes sense. And people they trust me when they get to know me and everything. But one thing that I don't do, which they appreciate, is I don't do the heading, Jen. So I don't hassle people. I don't badger them. I don't pester them. I don't ring back in a week saying, "Hiya, Jen, what do you think of the price?" Also, it puts people off. 100%. It puts me off. And listen, it really puts me off, especially because I got 5 kids. 100%, yeah, because the thing is, and as soon as you open the door to someone that you might not particularly get on with all due respect, you might be on a mailer, you might have another person in the company call, and then before you know it, you just like really shut off then. Whereas with me, I'm running my own company, I got 5 kids, my youngest boy is autistic. I got to be honest, I'm just running around like a headless chicken all day long, and I just appreciate it when people just do what they're supposed to do for me. So when I email someone, I just want it to be done, and that's how I treat my customers. When they email me, I'm like, no problem. it'll be, and that's why the delivery in the first 6 months of doing business in Ireland, it was so frustrating. Nobody judged me for it, but in the UK, I'm so used to next day, and so is everyone else. Whereas in Ireland, you guys are just like, listen, when, if it arrives, if it arrives, we're happy. And I'm thinking that's no, I'm not accepting that. And my second wholesaler, to be fair, his stock levels are brilliant, and he also runs his own company, and we're actually meeting up hopefully this year, and we get along really well. And that's what I need, relationship, Jen, not just price, not just being cheaper, but am I going to be there for my customers 100%? It's the service that stands me apart. That's what I think anyway. That's what's important. But anyway, I'm going to send you this email. See what you think of it. There's absolutely no rush to get back to me. Everything is true what I've said about, no hassling. See what you think of it. I don't know if it'll be of any interest, but if it is, let me know, and then we'll just hopefully take it from there. But thank you very much as well for your time. No worries at all. You have a lovely afternoon as well. Thanks, Jen. Speak to you soon. Thanks. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye. You got lunch? Alright. No, I'm trying so hard to keep things together. Hi, good afternoon. I was just looking for Shannon. Yeah, I was actually looking for Chanel, but is she around at all? Oh, brilliant. Oh, thank you very much. Hi, good afternoon. Is that Chanel? Hi, Chanel. Very quickly, my name's Charles. I called on Sunday. I spoke with Shannon. And it was only a very quick one. It's a bit confusing for me. I'm trying to put all the pieces together. So basically, I spoke to a lady called Kay in a McDonald's that I think is that you've gone into a franchise with, I think. And I spoke with Kay yesterday, and that store, a lady called Ellie, gave me a call this morning, and hopefully they're going to give me a go. I sent over some prices for their HP printer, and they're going to give me a go. Hope fingers crossed in a few weeks. But they mentioned about you as well, and I couldn't put on my Excel spreadsheet. I couldn't put two and two together because the store email is obviously an extra zero to the store number, if that makes sense. And I was about to send an email to 0062 at UK whatever, and it come up that I'd already sent an email, and I was like, what the hell? And I looked, and then I realised I'd actually spoke to Shannon on Sunday, and she said to send an email, address it to Chanel. And I was like, I've already done it. So the other store told me to email you guys. And obviously at the time I didn't realize I'd already done it. So I was going to say very quickly, I sent an email through on Sunday with my name, Charles, my company details, I run my own business, and my prices. Would you like me to resend it now that we've spoken, or do you know if you have it, if that makes sense, in the inbox? Would that be okay? But yeah, but bearing in mind, one of the biggest things about myself is I don't do people's heads in. So I'm not going to like stress anyone out. And that's what I think what people enjoy the most, the fact that I don't hassle and badger and pester. And I think that's what Kay liked as well. But fingers crossed they give me a go. But then obviously, hopefully you give me a go as well. But obviously in your own time and let me know what the feedback is, if that's okay. Is it Chanel as well? I did check with Shannon. Is it Chanel as well for Chanel? Perfect. And I'll put my name Charles on it. I'll resend it now. Be the same email as Cindy. And thank you very much. And I hope you have a nice afternoon as well. Much appreciated. Thank you, Chanel. Cheers. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye. Hi, good afternoon. I was looking for the person that orders ink, like for the printers that you guys use. Oh, oh, there we go. If I call back, who is that I need to ask for? Uh, Let me quickly write this down. Bear with me. So Pat or Margaret. Are they any good on email or better on the telephone? Telephone. Yeah, 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 yeah. Of course. My name's Charles, but I'll try again tomorrow. Thank you very much. Thank you. Cheers. Bye bye. Bye bye. Hi, good afternoon, Grace. I'm not sure if I pressed the right options, but I was just looking for Shan. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, of course. My name's Charles. I run my own independent ink business called SOS. I'm based in Cardiff, but two of my wholesalers based in Dublin, in Ireland. And last year I was spoke with Sarah, but when I called back this year, they said that she retired, but to ask for Shan. I don't know if that makes sense. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, cheers. Hello. Oh, is this Shan? D- Oh, good afternoon. Am I pronouncing your name right, by the way? Because I've got Sian. Oh, right. I'm pronouncing it the Welsh way. Okay, I need to. Sorry about that. Yeah. No, no, it's fine. The way you spelt it, I thought that could be my foot in the door. I thought, oh my God, she spells it the Welsh way, and then I realised you pronounce it the Irish way. So how do you pronounce it? Sh you, So hang on a second, hang on. So you've got, so I'm correct in saying that it's the Welsh spelling, but you're not called the Welsh pronunciation. But but yeah, but we don't because we say Shan. That's so strange. So nobody calls you Shan in Ireland. How? Why would? Oh, okay. So we didn't. So we. Oh, okay. This is so interesting. That's I think it's an accent thing. I've been doing business in Ireland since the summer, and I thought I've got everything now. In the last 9 months, I've come across every name, every pronunciation, every father, everything you can think of. I'm saying Donegal with confidence. I'm saying Murin with confidence. It didn't start off like that. It started off with, Marianne and Donegal, not Donegal. Just like it started off like I didn't have a clue, and then I come. Yeah, exactly. And then I come across your name, and I'm looking at your name, and I'm thinking, well, I spoke with Sarah last year. I called, and then she said she retired, and then they said they obviously didn't say like Shan, but they spelt out your name, and when I seen your name on my Excel spreadsheet, I was thinking, oh my gosh, this is like one of the only Welsh names I've come across. I can't wait to speak to her. And then they said Sean, and I was thinking, who's this person? They're gonna, that's amazing. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you've been called worse. Well, from me, if it's okay with you, I will continue to pronounce it uh, the Welsh way because because if I don't, it'll confuse me as well. So when I come across a Shan in Wales, I'll be like, oh my God, I know a Shan in Ireland, and she pronounces it, and they'll just get like out of control. So we need to just fingers crossed you're happy with that. You seem like you're quite happy though that somebody pronounced it the correct way, as you call it. Yeah, it's a really popular Welsh name as well. Yeah, it's very very popular. Very quickly, my name's Charles, by the way. Sorry for all that. I was just put that to the side. Been a bit of a crazy day. Um, I called last year and I spoke with somebody called Sarah, and she very kindly gave me permission to pop an email to PM at Clan Malice, is it? Email address. And I said to her at the time that I don't do people's heads in. I've been selling ink for a long time, 16 years. I've been running my company for 8. Recently started to do business in Ireland last summer, and it's been a hell of a journey. But I'm at a stage now where I've got two wholesalers in Dublin. The second wholesaler is now my primary wholesaler, and he has stock availability, which in the last 9 months has been fun, should we call it? But now it's actually stable and it's consistent, and I'm loving it, and my customers are loving it. But in regards to yourself, would you allow me permission to refresh the email with my name, Charles, and my contact details and prices? Would that be okay with yourself? Yeah. I've only got the one printer though. The Sarah gave me a Canon. I would have asked for an example on the phone just to get me started. But do you know of any others whilst I've got you on the phone, or shall I just stick to what I have and you can always let me know in the future? What would you prefer? I had a feeling you were going to make me work, but let's do it on email. I definitely can quote for all of them. Have you got what where you are now? Is there anything around you I can add to the quote? Have you got anything around you like brother HP? Because I've got the Canon, but I want it to be a bit more exciting, if that makes sense. Do you have? Yeah, G4511. It's the bottles. Yeah, that's what I quoted for. Yeah, yeah. No, it's fine. It's going to be one I can definitely do, but you don't know the toner code or the drum code or anything like that, do you? Off the top of your head? No. I'll tell you what I'll do then. I'll send this email over. I will, if it's okay with you, I'll just wait for your response. I'm not in any particular rush. The way I do business, I believe, is a little bit unusual. I don't add to the stress of people's day, if that makes sense. So when I called Sarah the first time, it was at the end of August, which was over 6 months ago, I think. And then I resent the email. We both agreed that I could resend it in November, but I haven't. Well, I've obviously called since then in January, I think maybe February. But they said she retired. So with yourself, if I send the email today, is it worth resending it in a couple of months as well, maybe 8 or 12 weeks to refresh your memory if you get busy, or are you happy with just the one? Would that work? Yeah. A lot of people are saying that that works because yeah, yeah. Is it a Versalink? Does that make any sense? I love how you're throwing out the printer manufacturer and then you're not giving me anything else after that, by the way. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I could be somebody that you could get along with because I could amalgamate all of them into one place in terms of a quote, and then if you need anything, you can say, "Oh, Charles, can I have a black one for the Xerox downstairs?" And I'll know which one it is. You know, the more we get to know each other. But see what you think of the Canon first. Let me know of any others as and when you get chance. I'll resend the quote. When do you think? In 8 or do you want me to do it in 3 months' time? In 12 weeks? Yeah, yeah, yeah. No problem at all. I'll send that across. I really appreciate your time, and yeah, you'll have to just get used to me asking for Shan. You know, when I go through to the reception though, they're going to be like, "We don't have a Shan." You do realise that? Yeah. Okay. They'll get it. They'll get it. But thank you very thank you very much. And hope you have a lovely speech. Hope you have a nice afternoon. Thank you, Shan. Speak to you soon. Bye bye. Bye bye. Linz, you know an island. You know Sian. How do you pronounce it? Yeah. Yeah, Shan. Yeah. The Welsh. Yeah. This woman's called Shan. Yeah. When I said I was just looking for Shan, and she went, "Oh, Sean, I'll put you through now." And then when I went through, the woman answered. I said, "Is this Shan?" She went, "Yeah, Sean." And I was like, "Hang on, is it Sian?" And she went, "Yeah." I went, "This is a Welsh name." And she went, "Yeah." She said, "Everyone pronounces it wrong." She said, "I said, well, how would you want me to pronounce it?" She went, "The correct way. It would be lovely." I said, "Shan." She went, "Yeah, that'd be amazing. No one else says my name how it should be said." How weird is that? Hi, good afternoon. I was just looking for Kathy. Oh, sorry. Yeah, sure. My name's Charles. I've spoken to Kathy before, not for a while. I run my own independent ink business called SOS in Cardiff. I'm not in any particular rush. Do you think it might be worth just calling back in the morning, or shall I? Would that be okay? Yeah, I'm going to put this on my notes because I didn't realise it was a 9 till 1. Yeah, yeah. But I'll put this on my notes and I'll try calling in the morning. But thank you for letting me know. Anyway, perfect. Oh, 9:30. Yes, you did say 9:30. Thank you. Cheers. Thank you. Bye bye now. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye. Hi, good afternoon. I was just looking for Mary. Yeah, yeah, of course. My name is Charles. I haven't called Mary for a while, but I run my own independent ink business in Cardiff. I was just wondering if she's free. Oh, sorry. I run my own independent ink business in Cardiff. I last spoke to her last year, but I was just wondering if I could catch her. Oh, thank you, thank you. Yeah. Oh, no worries. Thank you for asking anyway. Cheers. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye.